Hare Krishna. Today is the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. In Gaudiya Parampara, Sampradaya, there are many very elevated personalities right from the beginning, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all of them have made great contributions to this Sampradaya. When we say Gaudiya Vaishnava, this refers to followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he taught Bhagavad Dharma, philosophy, based on Srimad Bhagavatam. So, followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are known as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Gaudiya means from Gauda, from that area of India. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we know, he's the avatar of Krishna. He appeared some 538 years ago. And he brought the highest teaching, and we'll explain why it's the highest. A lot of us before coming, we did not know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In every temple, all avatars are written, but we don't know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's because he's mentioned as a hidden avatar. Prahlad Maharaj says in in Srimad Bhagavatam, Channa kalau yada bhavas triyugata sattvam. Channa means hidden. That in Kali Yuga you come as a hidden incarnation, therefore you are known as Triyug. One who comes in 3 yugas only, not in the 4th yuga. Because he came as a devotee, no one knew about him. Later on they found out that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Swayam Bhagavan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached widely. He was a preacher, avatar. He preached in Bengal, then in South India. He went till Maharashtra, this area. And his conversations and teachings were recorded. They were recorded in different books, but of course not at that time. They were recorded in diaries. Later it was written out in different books. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mangala, different books. Out of these, Chaitanya Bhagavat gives detailed history on the accounts of his childhood pastimes. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita was written later, last. And that delineates the later years of his life. So the most definitive guide on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Chaitanya Charitamrita, because it gives his teachings. He discussed with everyone. He discussed with Pathans, Muslims, with Buddhists, Mayavadis, with Sri Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya. He discussed with everyone and established the philosophy of Gaudiya Siddhanta as topmost. And in detail he quoted verses and everything is recorded. So the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are based on Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Purana. He quoted Srimad Bhagavatam mostly, and the conclusions are all there. And Bhagavatam also is given by Vyasadeva as the topmost of the Vedas. He said, and it's written within Bhagavatam, Yasvanubhavam, Akhila Shruti Saram Ekam. Akhila Shruti, all the Vedas, cream is in Bhagavad Purana. So, in Gaudiya Parampara, our main text is Bhagavatam. And that is by Vyasadeva himself said that this is the topmost of the Vedas, the Vedic knowledge. It is the topmost in terms of, first of all, philosophy, because it's speaking about Krishna, Radha and Krishna. So now we may say, okay, topmost, different avatars, but in Srimad Bhagavatam it's written that Krishna is the root of all avatars. Ete chamsha kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, when they list all avatars. Now some may say, oh, avatars are Vishnu. Actually, avatars in this universe all come from Shirodakshay Vishnu. It's true. But Bhagavata says that the 3 Vishnus, Shirodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu and Mahavishnu, they expand from Shankarshan. Shankarshan expands from Balaram. Balaram expands from Krishna. So we can understand that Krishna is Purna Purushottam, as mentioned in Bhagavatam in the first verse. So, Gaudiya Sampradaya, in terms of the deity of worship, Krishna, and in terms of the goal is Krishna's abode, Goloka. And in terms of purity, in the sense that there is no karma kand, there is no karma, there is no gyan, no emphasis on Brahma Jyoti. It's purely personalistic. Anyway, all Vaishnava Sampradayas are saying the same thing, that the highest principle is the personality of Godhead, not the Brahma Jyoti or light. Okay, and it's also very high, Gaudiya Sampradaya, in terms of potency, that this Sampradaya, that it can transform anybody, whatever this Jiva was doing in their past life, in this life, whatever level of sin or whatever kind of mind, but if they apply themselves, this is such a powerful potency that it is capable of taking one to the spiritual platform. Not only that, but by following Narad Pancharatra, as Srila Prabhupada says, and before that his guru and Bhaktivinoda Thakura also, that yata kanchanatam yati kamsya rasa vidhanata, just as by bell metal and mercury we can make gold, tatha diksha vidhanena vichitam jayate nirnam. By the process of diksha, one can become a dvija, whoever they are, whoever. There is no bar. So the potency of this is so great that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he changed everyone, so many people, even Pathans. They were Muslims in the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A lot of them joined his movement, and there's a village named after them also. So this is the potency. The detailed philosophy of Gaudiya Sampradaya doesn't come to us through Mahaprabhu. He didn't write anything. But his topmost devotees, the 6 Goswamis, they took Diksha and he explained them in detail. And even those teachings are in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But they expanded the philosophy, wrote books, and in detail presented everything. Even the religious and cultural aspects of the Gaudiya Sampradaya, they were set by them. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates left, then a trio, a 3-member group appeared who also did preaching. They preached widely. Srinivasa Acharya, Shyamananda Pandit, and Narottam Das Thakur. So these 3, they also preached widely. And their books written at that time about their preaching activities. They were doing book distribution, what we are doing, but at a different level. Their books were written down like this. They wrote, stitched them, one book, second book, write it, like that. So in that way they distributed books. And they'll take that ox cart. They were praying that, for the day when, that book, some technology comes that we can write more books fast so we can distribute them. So they were the first big preachers after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But after these 3 personalities left, then there was a long break. There was no preaching happening in Gaudiya Sampradaya. Whatever the plan of Krishna is, we can't understand. But there was a break. There was no preaching taking place. And now some background information, that Chaitanya Charitamrita contains teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching is based on the fact that the best way to worship Krishna is in the mood of gopis. So he writes about gopis, about Radharani in detail, and their transcendental spiritual loving affairs with Krishna. But when he was writing that, he was very doubtful. It's written in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was saying, I want to mention this, but I'm very afraid. I don't know whether I should do it. But I should do it because everyone should know. What was he afraid of? That people will misuse. The people are always going to take advantage of everything. So they explain about Ras Leela, about Krishna. Then someone will come and say, okay, I'm Krishna, and dance Ras Leela with me. And there'll always be people on a lower level of intelligence. They'll follow somebody who is saying, I am God, I am Krishna. Like that. So what happened? He was afraid of that, but he wrote anyway. And it happened that what he was afraid of, that later Gaudiya Sampradaya degenerated because people claiming to be following bhakti were dancing with women, and there was a lot of vyabhichara, degraded behavior. And after some time, Gaudiya Sampradaya became very, like it's an insult. If you call someone Gaudiya Vaishnava, what are you calling me? It became an insult because it was despised by the higher classes of people. as some excuse for people to misbehave. That happened. So after some time, when that went on, simultaneously what happened also at that same time, British were ruling India, and Sanatan Dharma was not much as before, because people were not, the British, well, we can say British are the cause, but the cause is the Jivas themselves who did not want to follow Sanatan Dharma that much purity. So the British refused to teach Sanskrit. So people became separated from the Vedas and their teachings. No one could understand or read the Vedas. So they refused to teach Sanskrit or any Granth. So then after some time, the people didn't know Sanatana Dharma, what it is. They didn't know the Shastra. And now the British started to criticize and deprecate Sanatana Dharma. And they couldn't defend. So after some time, they started to think these are the advanced people, their religion, their culture. And so the Hindu population, they started calling themselves Hindu. They started to produce institutes, societies, which are like reforming Hinduism, so-called. Like Ramakrishna Mission. He called mission because they call themselves the mission, Christians, they call the mission, missionaries. So they also copied that. They copied them. But the philosophy of Ramakrishna is totally not based on Shastra. Vivekananda, he was famous because he first went to the West and he addressed the House of Parliament, what is it in America? But he's not based. So proper followers of Veda and Vaishnavism, they were not so happy with his teachings. So Ramakrishna, another was Arya Samaj. They also tried to reform. Like this, many people came. Brahmos or something like that. So now, around that time, Bhaktivinoda Thakura appeared. At this time, Gaudiya Vaishnavism was completely lost, and the Sanatana Dharma itself was under attack. People were confused as to what is their teaching, and the British were criticizing and no one could defend. So this was the time. So now when he appeared, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he appeared in a place called Birnagar, here in Bengal. He spent a lot of years in Orissa, but he appeared in Bengal. Birnagar is in Nadia. He appeared on 2nd September 1838. His name was Kedarnath Datta. He was born in what is known as a Kayast family. And he was born into a very rich family. They were like huge number of servants, male and female, serving in the huge estate. But his life was characterized by a lot of suffering. Members of his family died, land was cheated, taken away by a servant, and disease was attacked their family. So he suffered a lot in his youth. He even wrote a book explaining his lineage. His lineage comes from Chitragupta, who is the accountant attached to Yamaraj. So he has that link. He has the exact lineage. And even in his parampara, we have Narottam Das Thakur, that's also in his lineage. Also, it's explained that time there was a kingdom, Bengal. So the ruler invited 5 families to come and stay. One was one of his ancestors. They came to stay on the bank of Ganga. So they stayed there and started a city. I forgot the name. And another city was started by another one. And it grew, both grew, and it came to be known as Kali Ghat, because it was worshipping, there was a temple of Kali. That was in the Ghat, at the edge of the river. Later came to be known as Kolkata. His ancestors founded the city of Kolkata. So that was the beginning. From Bhaktivinoda Thakur's writings, he wrote a lot of books and songs. From the writings, one can see that he's a pure devotee. He had vision inside Krishna's pastimes and his Krishna's feeling for with different associates of his. And or externally, it seemed he appeared as a Shakta, a worshipper of his family. They were worshipping Durga. And he seemed to be not a devotee in the beginning, but gradually awakening and getting deeper into Vaishnava Siddhanta. At one point, he started to follow, but that's externally. But actually, we understand later on from his writings that he was a pure devotee. So whatever he wrote was perfect, everything. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's mentioned that Vaishnav Kriya Mudra Vigya na bhujai. One elevated devotee, one cannot understand his activities. If you try to understand, it's difficult because they're on a different platform. But so it's not good to judge from our eyes, but from eyes of Shastra and sadhus, others who know about him. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to Gaudiya Vaishnava, actually he's a Gaudiya Vaishnava from eternally. Once Prabhupada's guru, some of his disciples asked Prabhupada's guru, that is Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers, asked their guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, does Bhaktivinoda Thakur have an eternal form in Chaitanya Lila? Because it is understood he has an eternal form in Krishna Lila. Does he have an eternal form in Chaitanya? Yes. What is that form? That is the form. This is the form. He is in Chaitanya Lila. Meaning that Chaitanya Lila is continuing now. And he is there and he is preaching, he is in. That is the form. So he is an eternal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he made a significant contribution to Gaudiya Sampradaya. He's therefore known as an Acharya. What is the definition of an Acharya? Yeah. Yeah, there are different definitions. One is that one who practices, preaches and practices by example. Acharnoti shastrani iti acharya. He practices what is in Shastra and teaches. Another definition is he makes a significant contribution to the parampara. In the Sampradaya there will be different personalities, but then a personality comes who expands the literature and writes so many things and gives a deep understanding. So in this way, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote more than 100 books, and the number of songs we cannot count. He contributed a lot in this way. And his writings, they are like a foundation of Gaudiya Sampradaya. That in Gaudiya Mat, they use his writings. For example, there's one Dashamula Tattva. He put 10 points of Gaudiya Sampradaya, which he wrote in one long shlok. It's taken out in 10 forms. That Veda is the basis, Sambandha Abhidya Prayojan. He wrote 10 points which explain Gaudiya Sampradaya, which is used in Gaudiya Mat, that whoever took Diksha had to know these 10 points and accept them. So that's one thing, but many things. So when he came to so-called Gaudiya Vaishnavism, more and more he got interested. He started to try to look for Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatam. He could not find a pure commentary, the original. He could not find. It was very difficult. He went to the homeland of Rupa and Sanatana. I think it's Ramkeli. So there he found it. He was not able to, because it became so much misconstrued and deviated, the Sampradaya, that even the authentic writings were not were able to be found. But he found it, and he in turn wrote a commentary to Chaitanya Charitamrita, which Bhaktisiddhanta, I think it's called Amrita Pravaha Bhasha. And after him, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he also wrote basing on that form. And our Srila Prabhupada, he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita based on Bhaktisiddhanta. So it is a synthesis of all the previous acharyas. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is most known for his songs. Now, even in Bengal area, maybe parts of Orissa, Tripura, all that area, many people know the songs. simple language, like we sang, in simple language, it's giving deepest philosophy in a very melodious way. So in this way, easily spreading the teachings of Gaudiya teachings. And many people who heard the songs, they were able to understand principles, Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Especially in Kali Yuga, more people will be attracted to singing than hearing lectures. So this is very valuable. That through bhajan we can read the of course, now we are looking at the translation, but it's predicted, I think it was Bhaktivinoda Thakura who predicted that in future people will learn Bengali just to read Chaitanya Charitamrita and to understand these songs in a deeper way. Because how much can you translate? Languages derived from Sanskrit, they're very deep. They are suited for bhakti. English is not. So many people will try to learn this language just to understand the deeper meaning. Because in Chaitanya Charitamrita is written very deep philosophy, which is, I could safely say, is not given in parts of Vedas. For example, this structure of the Vaikuntha and Goloka. This is given in our Vaishnava texts written by 6 Goswamis. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs are, there are a great number of them. And they're starting from the beginning of the philosophy, that I'm suffering, I don't know, I cannot control my senses, Krishna, give me mercy. Then comes to the middle level of practicing bhakti, that the Shadanga Sharanagati, the 6 ways of surrendering to Krishna it gives how to surrender. And finally, it's explaining even details of Goloka. What is Goloka? What is Krishna doing rather? What are they eating? There's one bhajan he wrote called Bhogarthi, where Krishna, the song is describing that Krishna comes, he sits down, then Yashoda tells, okay, wash your hand, they're washing their hand, they all sit down. What are they eating? It's described in detail what are they eating. And that Rashodama is cooking and Radharani is there also. And then Krishna leaves his remnants. Then Radharani takes them with great delight. After that they go and sleep. They drink rose-scented water. Then they take rest with Balaram. So he's able to see. Why? Because he's from there. And he's seen the Leela and he wrote in his songs. So this is the topmost. Once someone asked Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, they put up in hand in a lecture and said, is there any other way to come to the Supreme? And he got transcendental anger. He said that this is, and his reply is recorded because in those days there was no recording device, but people were good in shorthand. That means quickly writing. Before reporters would do that, before they had the recording devices. They write very fast. So they wrote down everything. And he replied that the associates of Mahaprabhu, of Krishna himself, have come in our parampara. They're speaking about Krishna and you want another way. Personal associates, the gopis have come. The manjaris, the personalities who are serving him. Even the tree under which, when Krishna leaves association of gopis and they go deep in the forest, even that tree that saw everything has descended and came in this world and wrote and explained everything about Krishna. So therefore we are saying how, everyone will say this is the highest path. But intellectually speaking, based on this knowledge. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs and books covered a wide range of the philosophy. He wrote in 4 different languages. He wrote in English, Bengali, Oriya and Sanskrit. Many books. He even wrote an Urdu book. It's lost now, but the title is there somewhere. Because that time, just before that, Muslims had ruled for so long, many people were speaking the language, especially in Bengal. So he wrote in that also. But not only that he was, just in the ashram and writing, he had 14 children, 2 wives, and he was a magistrate. He was expert at his job. He used to finish within 1 or 2 hours all the cases. And it was said that his fellow judges were envious of him, always tried to bring him down because he was so expert. He was expert in his material work and he did it. At the same time, he used to write the books and he used to preach. He was the first great preacher after though I mentioned that for a long period, Gaudiya Vaishnava had degraded. Single-handedly he brought it back up because he was an important person. So he formed a society of all important people and he gave lectures. I think it was called Vishwa Vaishnav Raja Sabha. Then he called the top people of Kolkata. He preached to them. They heard and they liked it. So then they took it up. Then again it started to spread among the higher section, which was called at that time Bhadradok, the, you can say, gentlemanly class who were foreign educated, British Western education. So it spread there. And through his books, through his preaching, through his direct association with people, he again brought Gaudiya Vaishnavism to a very high level. We're all upper, it was again respected, again it was valued, and many people came to speak with him, to learn more and follow, take it up, basically. He developed a system of preaching called Namahatta, which he wrote in detail, how preaching on a wide scale, he gave a system of preaching. And he himself put his headquarters in Navadvip at some point and preached widely in that area, within Kolkata also. In Kolkata, he established a place, Bhaktivinoda Thakura. From that place, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was his son and Acharya in his own right, he, from that place, started Gaudiya Math. And from the same place, in that same place, he met Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada came once to see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur by another person brought him just to meet. So he came, he met him. Then Srila Prabhupada saw him and paid obeisance. Before even he got up from paying obeisance, Bhaktisiddhanta told him, you look like an intelligent person, you can spread the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the West. Therefore, that place, known as Bhaktivinoda Thakura, is known as the beginning of ISKCON and the beginning of Gaudiya Math, that building. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had started that place. So, he was on his own, he revived Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And he detailed exactly the philosophy to show what is wrong, what is right. Because in the parampara, so many upper sampradayas came, which changed the philosophy, confused people. He documented them all. This is not correct, this is not correct, this sampradaya is wrong, this is correct. This is exactly the thing. So that was a great contribution. Another thing he did is he found the appearance place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After Mahaprabhu left, it was predicted. He said, Nityananda, Lord Nityananda said that after we leave, for hundreds of years, this place will be submerged by Ganga. No one will know. Later it will be revealed by divine intervention, by a great personality. So that person came. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, while sitting in his bhajan kutir, saw a great light ahead in the place, in Navadvip, in a certain place. So next day he went to that place. And he said, this light, what is this light? So he started asking local farmers, what is this place? What is this place? Now that, you understand the geography that this is on the border of Bangladesh. So even now, and even that time, there were many Muslims in that area. Chand Kazi was ruling from there. That was the ruling place. Because that time, the capital of that area was called Gaudapur. That was the capital. Later it went to Kolkata. So he asked, and all of them were Muslims. So he asked them, what is this land? They were Muslim farmers. So they said, this land is useless. Whatever we plant, this plant is coming. They're pointing at Tulasi. Any seed we put, only Tulsi is coming. Now, if you know, that is an auspicious thing, isn't it? Tulsi is auspicious. Only Tulsi will grow there. They were rice farmers. They're putting rice seed, but Tulsi is growing. They couldn't understand. This is useless land, they said. So then he understood there's something special about this land. So what he did is, he brought his guru, Jagannath Das Babaji. And Jagannath Babaji that time was over 100 years old. He could not stand, he could not even sit, he was just like this. So everyone will carry him around on a basket. He was something like 120 years old. 144. 44 years old. 144. He could not even see because his eye, this became wrinkled. It come and to see he had to do like this. Like that, he looked. So you could understand his position. But when Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought him on the basket there to that place, he jumped from the basket and started dancing wildly. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur could understand this is the place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is credited with finding that place, then building a place. He built a temple, a building, a structure, and he put his son in charge later, Bhakti Sandaswati Thakur. He said, develop this place, take care of him. So then further he developed it also. In fact, he gave instruction to his son, Bhakti Sandaswati Thakur. He said, you have to serve Gaur Nam, Gaur Kham and Gaura Dham. Gaura is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Serving Gaura Dham means you're offering people. One of you. Offering. They'll do it. Johit, you. So, serving Gaura Nam means you spread the name of Gaura. Gaura, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Spread the holy name. Spread his name. Tell everyone about him. Gaura, serve Gaura Nam. Gaura Kam. You fulfill the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted his teachings to be spread. So you spread the teachings. And serve Gaura Dham. You manifest Navadvip and Mayapur. Let it be known to everyone. Make a facility so people can come. So he did that. Later on, his son continued and developed it in a great way. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, in line with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu wanted this teaching to go all over the world. He said that would happen. But first time Bhaktivinoda Thakur started to speak and say, oh, for that time when he actually said, Russians, Germans will come here and dance with their Indian brothers and chant, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Gaura Hari. He said exactly these words. When will that day come? So then everyone is thinking, what? Those people will come here. How will they come? Why will they come? Then they were thinking, all of them, that this India is under a foreign power. We are considered inferior. We are being dominated by Britain. So who will follow what we are teaching, first of all? And why should they come? They have their religion, their culture. So they found it very hard to, So Bhaktisiddhanta also had the same mood, but then later Srila Prabhupada went to the West and he did what he said. He's opened 108 temples. His guru opened 64 in India. Not on India. One was in Burma, one was in London also. But Srila Prabhupada did 108. But he said it was his guru, Shakti. He didn't take the credit. So, he developed the Dham, later his transcendental son. We say his son, but he was Acharya also. He also did. So, we say the teachings of Mahaprabhu, we say, okay, Srila Prabhupada did it, but before Prabhupada, Gaudiya Math sent some personalities, Ban Maharaj, they were not so successful. But even before them, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a book, the teachings, the precepts and teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and sent it to the West. He sent it to McGill University in Canada. Later, Srila Prabhupada's disciples found it there. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote that book and he sent it. And the year that he sent it is 1896, which is the year of the appearance of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. On that year, he also appeared. So that when the teachings went to the West, he appeared. So it was instructive, very instructive. So we understand that Bhaktivinoda Thakur preached all over Kolkata. Kolkata was important. It was the capital of India at that time. And to government people, to British. And when he wanted to retire to preach more, they were refusing. They craved his association so much, the British people are saying, no, don't go, please don't go. He said that, okay, transfer me to Navadvip. So they transferred him to Navadvip. And to take him to work, they built a railway line that started till his house. They put the line, then he'll get in that train and go to work. It was in Krishnanagar. Yes. So then he was preaching there, Navadvip, and working. But at some point he retired fully. Within Navadvip, he started with his bhajan kuti, and within his songs, he revealed his eternal personality. In one song, I forgot here, I read it actually, he's explaining that my color is the color of lightning, and my cloth is the color of the night sky with the stars. He had a form of a gopi's assistant, female, I don't know, you can't say female, you can say Prakriti. And he said, my age is 12 and a half years and I am serving Lalita Sakhi. Like that. So we understand he was in the group serving under Lalita Sakhi, who was one of the principal gopis of Krishna. So after explaining his identity, he also explained what he does, what is his seva. That is all from his songs. So we got this information. Can you please move in front a little? So he revealed his identity. And he wrote many songs about his personal service, but we don't see those songs. They're very advanced. So we only read, because he wrote in the full spectrum, all the songs. Before our ISKCON, Gaudiya, when Bhaktivinoda Thakura established Gaudiya, the first thing he did is to establish a printing press. And the first thing they printed are all the songs of Narottam Das Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakura. He printed them and distributed them widely. And so then later our Srila Prabhupada also popularized these songs. And we are singing his songs. I think Jai Radha Madhav is written by him. And Gaurarthi, very important. Yashomati Nandan. In our daily, in ISKCON, we sing Gaurarthi, Yashomati Nandan. There's so many more which we sing daily, and especially on festivals, we sing. Later on, when spending a lot of time in Navadvip, he shifted to Puri. Actually, he spent time in Jagannath Puri also. In Jagannath Puri, he established his bhajan kutir, looking at, just facing Haridas Thakur Samadhi. That time there was no structure, now it's covered. But on the, he faced there and he used to chant japa. And that he called it Bhakti Kuti. Do you know where that is? Who knows where it is now in Jagannath Puri? Bhakti Kuti? Huh? You know it's Bhakti Kuti? You don't know? You know? Huh? ISKCON. It was given to ISKCON. Now where ISKCON is in Puri, that was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's bhajan kutir. And if you enter inside, you see Srila Prabhupada and Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And that's the only place where when we sing, we say Namo Vishnu Padaya, Bhaktivedanta Swami. But then after that, Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachinananda Namini Gora Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. They'll also chant his pranam. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he established that place and he was chanting. And after some time, then his Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he took the preaching mission and he propagated it far and wide. At a certain time, he unmanifested. Now, Vaishnavas don't take birth, they appear, and they don't die, they disappear, they unmanifest. He left. How did he leave? He was just sitting and he closed his eyes and just sat like that. And he didn't move, he didn't respond to anyone. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that he entered the Leela. But what happened? When that happened, people started criticizing. That look, he was speaking against us because they were deviated. He'd speak against them, all the deviant groups. You see what happened? He spoke against us. Now you see what happened? Because, if someone enters a coma, they cannot move like that. So he entered Samadhi in that way. I think there's a word, what's it called? Jiva Samadhi. Something like that, you see. That within just closing eyes, they enter like that. Then gradually leave their body. So he just closed his eye, entered the pastime and didn't respond. And then they said, oh, see what happened to him now. He was criticizing us. This is the fate, you see. So you can do the offering here, this table cover. So they mentioned like this. So then his Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who was with him, he came, he prayed to him that, look, I know it was your time to leave, please come back. These people are criticizing, please come back. So he came back. He came back, he stayed again, and then after some time he left. Then the second time he left, you notice his pranam mantra, Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine. He was given the name Satchidananda, that he has a spiritual form. He definitely. Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanoga Parayate. That he is the energy of Gaura, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Shakti, Shaktimatayor, Abeda. Energy and energetic are not different. So they are different, but they are not different. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to preach and establish his teachings. Bhaktivinoda Thakur came and he carried out the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After he left, when everything had degraded, on his own he again picked everything up in a very powerful way that is humanly impossible to change the whole Sampradaya opinion. And so, therefore, he is known as Gaura Shakti Swarupaya, the form of Gaura Shakti, that the energy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu itself came and propagated Mahaprabhu's glories. So he's known as, that is his pranam mantra. So his disappearance day falls on the same day as Gadadhar Pandit disappearance. Gadadhar Pandit is known as Gaura Shakti also. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So the Bhakti Shakti is Gadadhar Pandit. Each of these Panchatattva represent all the tattvas. Shakti, Shakti Tattva, then Jiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, Swarup, expansion of a Jiva, and himself, Vishnu. So in this way, all Panchatattva represent each different form. So Gadadhar Pandit is Bhakti Shakti. He is Radharani incarnation. But he is representing all the Shakti Tattvas. All the, for example, Radharani, he came in Chaitanya Leela, she came, and Satyabhama in form of Jagadananda Pandit, and Lalita in form of Swarup Damodar. So he is representing all of them, or she, Gadadhar Pandit. So that is Bhakti Shakti. So Gaura Shakti Swarupaya. His disappearance day is on the same day as Gadadhar Pandit, and it was in Jagannath Puri. So whenever his day of disappearance comes, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we refer to him as the grandfather of ISKCON, because in ISKCON now the movement had spread and it's in all countries, but he envisioned it. And it said that ISKCON is the manifestation of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's desire. He wanted that this movement go all over the world, all the people come and practice. They come to India and in Mayapur Dham, together they chant and dance. And so ISKCON is a manifestation of his desire. What he desired manifested. He's a pure devotee, so whatever he desired will come. So ISKCON refers to him as the grandfather of ISKCON. And now what is in ISKCON and in Gaudiya Math, the root, he is the root, in the sense that even the daily schedule of Gaudiya Math, he was in charge of that. Schedule, how they wake up, what they sing, what they do, and our ISKCON came from Gaudiya Math, same thing. So he is the root of the modern, the Gaudiya Vaishnavism in the modern form, as it's coming now in ISKCON. Because previously it came in different form. They were bhajananandis, they were not taking sannyas. It was in a different form. The form that it came now even is credited to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So in that way, he is very significant. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, Bhaktivinoda Avirbhava Mahotsav ki jai. Any question?
How was the first interaction of his guru?
Question, sorry?
How did it happen?
How did?
His interaction with the guru.
His guru. Okay. His interaction, you can do offering on this table. Bhaktivinoda Thakur took Diksha from someone called Bipin Bihari. However, initially, this personality who he took Diksha from was in the deviated side of Gaudiya Math. So, later on, it was not recognized. He didn't recognize that. And later on, when he found out how so many people had changed, he went against all of these people. However, then he met Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And this is another personality. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he took Shiksha from him. He considered him as his guru. Our Gaudiya Sampradaya, there are many links. The links are Shiksha, not Diksha. Diksha, like someone takes Diksha from someone, this is a Diksha Parampara. Gaudiya Sampradaya is known as Shiksha Parampara because the line Guru Shishya is through the Shiksha. In the heart, who you accept as Guru, and the Guru, if he accepts you as a Shishya, that is accepted as the line. So you can say that the chain through which someone understands the science of Krishna consciousness, that they took that chain, not the Diksha line. We may take Diksha from some, but we take the Gyan from that person, that is the Guru. And he took his Gyan from, he got the knowledge like that. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Guru in that way is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, through whom he took inspiration and Shiksha. Jagannath Das Babaji. And after him, Gora Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. This is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then after that is Gora Kishore Das Babaji. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to sit in his place in Navadvip and lecture, Gora Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj would come. And he would also listen. And he established a place, living there, within his compound, so that he could always come and hear. So that was his Shiksha, disciple. And Gorakhidas, although Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur was his disciple by until. What's the problem? No, it's okay. Come here, put it. So, Gorakhidas Babaji Maharaj, being a pure follower, Bhaktivinoda Thakur told his son to take Diksha from him. Even though it was his son and he was guiding him, so he went to him, but he again didn't formally take Diksha like, you know how we take Diksha? But it's a Shiksha Parama, that he took his Gyan, he accepted him, and so in that way he got the knowledge. So Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur, he mentions his gurus too, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Guru Kishoda. So that's the answer to your question.
Today's appearance is the fourth one.
Yes, correct. From the left, fourth, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was born Kedarnath Dutt. Then he was given the name Bhaktivinoda because of his great scholarship. He was very well read. Bhaktivinoda, one who takes delight in bhakti. Bhaktivinoda. And that was his name. Devotional.
You mentioned some 10 principles.
10 principles. Dashamula Tattva, that's a very amazing text. He wrote a book. Dashamula means the 10 roots. Where's my phone? Search. Dashamula. Dashamula Tattva, he wrote a book where he systematically established Gaudiya Param because it had been deviated. Now he said, this is the principle. This is Gaudiya Sampradaya. Dashamula Tattva. So now no one could change the philosophy. Okay, I can tell you, here it is. Number 1, it's all in Sanskrit, but I read the translation. The Vedas constitute the principal scriptural evidence for asserting the truth, and in their essence, they expound the following 9 principles. First of all, our basis is Shastra. Somebody may come and say, look, I am God, accept me. I am called this Baba or this Yogi or something. But our principle is it in Shastra? No, we are not accepting. Principle, the basis is Shastra. Number 2, Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. Very clear. Krishna. 3, he possesses all energies, material and spiritual. 4, he is the ocean of rasa. One can relate with him in different rasas, in relations. Number 5, The living entities are his separated parts. We are not God. We are part of Krishna, but we are separated parts. These living entities, due to being minute, can become conditioned by material energy, Maya. Number 7. No, that was 7. In their liberated state, the living entities are free of the influence of Maya. 7. 8. Everything is inconceivably one with and different from the Supreme Lord. This is the darshan of Gaudiya Parampara. Achintya Bhed Abheda Tattva. Simultaneously, everything is God, but it's not. It is in the sense that in the beginning was only Krishna, so whatever came out of him, so it's him, but it's not him. He's a personality. So this is how to understand. I mean, I'm just speaking few words, but they're very deep. Pure devotional service, bhakti, is the highest duty, dharma, for all living beings. And 10th point, pure love of Krishna is the goal of life. So this is the Dashamula Tattva. Okay.
You also mentioned that only Tulsi is growing in that area. Does that still happen?
I don't think so. Their gardens, grass is growing. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, ask.
So, anything that has come out of Krishna, it has of the same size or of different size?
Did you say size?
The soul, yeah.
Size. Krishna, in terms of the jivas, in terms of living at conscious beings, Chetana, there are two categories. One is called Vibhinangsha, other is called Angsha, Swangsha. Swangsha expansions are full like him. They are known as Vishnu Tattva, Ram, Narasimha, Vishnu. They are level of God. There's another expansion known as Vibhinangsha. Vibhin means they are separated energy. They are not on level of God. They are on an inferior level. So those are the two. Now you said, are they the same size? Some are on level of God, some are not on level of God.
Even in the Vibhinamsha,
Yeah.
The different Vibhinamshas, they have different sizes?
No, they're all the same. Vibhinangsha souls are the same. They're all the same. In material world, they'll take different bodies, depending on their karma.
So, examples of Vibhinamsha.
This is one.
Okay.
That one. We. Vibhin, different from God. Not, but in one way we are saying we are the same quality. We are soul, he is soul.
So what about the associates?
Yeah, so they are associates. Again, you have two categories. You have the category, but then you have Nitya Siddha Jeev, who are not in Maya. They are with Krishna eternally. Srila Prabhupada is associate. He didn't come in Maya. He descended here, he preached. He never entered Maya. He's known as Nitya Siddha. Then you have Nitya Baddha, we are bound up. We have to become liberated.
So if there is Nitya Pathya, it means like it is eternal.
No, why we say eternal? Because it's a very long time. Prabhupada says in one place, Nitya Baddha, because we took so many births, we came long time ago. It's almost. But it's not eternal. Because elsewhere, Krishna says, Mama evangsha jiva loke. No, he says that, Aham sarvasya prabhavo, everything emanates from me. Even the jivas came out of Krishna. So it's not that we are eternally bound. At one time we were there in Goloka.
And you mentioned about this Goloka chart and all, like some.
Yeah. What I mentioned is,
So that was not there even in Bhagavad.
there are things, like for example, Bhagavatam doesn't mention about Radharani, doesn't mention many things. So the 6 Goswamis, they wrote a lot of deep literature, which some we are not, which are very high level, that explain things which, you can say in one way, actually nothing is beyond Veda. This is beyond Veda. But in another way, this is Veda. It's just manifesting now. It didn't manifest before. Smriti Shastra. Yeah.
You mentioned as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed with the various
Yes, he
What
did.
was that about? Like it was about a debate or?
Yeah, kind of debate. He discussed with, for example, Pathans on Islam. And then in the end, the Chand Qazi became a follower of Mahaprabhu. Later on, there were 4 Pathans, Muslims. They were traveling, and Mahaprabhu went in ecstasy. They were soldiers. They thought that Mahaprabhu's associates drugged him to rob him, so they arrested them. Then Mahaprabhu woke up. Then they discussed with them, and they took up Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And where that happened, there's a village, and it's given a certain name. So with Muslims, then with Sri Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya, and I said Buddhist, and Mayavadis. He discussed with them. Even the points he mentioned are all in Chaitanya Charitamrita to explain.
When you say Mayavadi,
Mayavadis are, Maya means material. So they believe that the highest principle is Brahmajyoti, energy, spiritual energy, and all the forms of God have material bodies. Therefore, they call Mayavadi. The forms of God have material forms. The name is material. The Leela is all material. The highest is that we have to merge into the light, but in order to become pure, we have to meditate on these material forms. This is very offensive to Krishna.
Like Muslims.
Yeah, Muslim. They don't
Means
talk
they
about
are
merging.
Only Shunya is there.
Sure.
There means the
Yeah,
Krishna,
they are not Shunyavad. They are, what is the other one? Nirvisheshvad.
means
Yeah, Shunya is Buddhist.
Krishna means God cannot have that body. He cannot merge with some material body. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
They don't-
Yeah, Abrahamic, Abrahamic religion, Muslim, Christian, and Jews, but they don't say God has no form. They don't say they don't have knowledge. But if some devotees have analyzed and found there are hints of personal form of God in all these scriptures. They even showed them and wrote books that God has a form. But anyway, they don't accept right now. So they are, Mayavadi means this, that they accept that God has
it
material form.
doesn't come under any Sampradaya.
No, they have their Shankara. There. So he debated with them. Before Ramanuja came and spread Vaishnavism, Shankara was the main system.
I mean, like in
Oh.
the debate, I defeated.
Yes, and they took up Vaishnavism. In Varanasi he went, he spoke with them, and the whole account is given there. How systematically he put the points and quoted verses. Okay, we'll stop here and we can continue after. You can ask, okay? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura ki jai.